Every day I see my dad flying over our house in his police helicopter. He tells me that the aircraft uses thrust and lift to overcome gravity. His job has sparked me in the aviation and space business. I have always dreamed of flying an aircraft. One day I hope to pilot America's future rocket ships. For this reason, I chose to study the topic of rockets, thrust, and physical features that increase efficiency. Rocket thrust requires a series of events to flow in order and uninterrupted for a successful flight. Any interruptions to the propulsion system, fuel or oxidizer systems, internal pressure, fluctuations, mechanical and structural fatigue create failed rocket flights. Based on my research, I discovered that the rocket's fuel, nose cone, nozzle size, type, and shape, diameter, and pins all contribute to the flight efficiency and limit drag. Since I did not have a jet fuel rocket available for testing, I chose to do balloon rockets due to their similar physics. Much like fuel rockets, balloons follow Newton's laws of physics. Once the end nozzle is released, the balloon throws out mass. The higher pressure gas inside the balloon is pushed outside to the lower pressure, causing the rocket body, in this case the balloon, to move forward. The opposite direction of the escaping gas, since the rocket improved efficiency with fuel type and structural modifications. I hypothesized the same could be done with balloons. I believe modifying a balloon with known aerodynamic enhancements, I could make a balloon travel farther with the same amount of fuel. These enhancements would create more efficient rocket with less drag. In order to test the hypothesis, I built a small balloon launch station. It is a rocket station consisting of 2 wooden pillars and a base. A small hole was drilled at the top, which allowed a fishing line to run through the bases. The fishing line ran through a straw which acted as the balloon attachment point. This station would act as the experiment's constant. 5 different gases were tested and compared. These variable gases were tested and compared with atmospheric air, helium, butane, difluoroethane, and carbon dioxide. Structural variables were also compared with each gases. These 2 versions consisted of balloons, rockets with a nose cone, bell nozzle, and fins made from plastic water bottles. Additionally, the unmodified balloons were considered the baseline of the measurement. Denser than air gases, carbon dioxide, butane, and difluoroethane were expected to fare better than atmospheric air. While lighter than air, helium was expected to lag behind all gases. And rocket versions were tested in warmer and cooler environments on days near Henderson, Nevada. Testing for each version of the rocket consisted of 2 tests on 3 separate occasions. This amounted to 6 tests total, with a version with 4 tests each week, occurring on warmer 86 to 88 days, and 2 occurring on a cooler 57-degree day. During testing, I found the unmodified balloons filled with atmospheric air, carbon dioxide, and difluoroethane performed well. Air averaged 6.7 to 8.5 meters. During warmer days, it averaged from 4.8 to 5.5 meters. During the cooler day, difluoroethane averaged 6.7 to 7.9 meters. On the warmer days, 3.1 to 8.8 meters. On the cooler days, carbon dioxide performed the best, averaging 8.5 to 10.4 meters. On the warm days, it averaged 7.6 to 9.8 meters on cooler days. Helium averaged 3.1 to 4.3 meters. On all the other days, butane, on the other hand, was able to record a staggering 1.2 to 2.4 meters. On the warmer days, but subsequently failed on all other tests of the week. The compressed nature of the butane source continually froze the nozzle and of the balloon, which caused the rubber to fatigue and consisted of more ruptures than ever. Therefore, I was unable to accurately compare butane, which, despite it being the second in density of gases that we tested, version 2 of the rockets led to the biggest failure in realization of the experiment. The version 2 rocket had a nose cone, rocket fins, and bell nozzle attached to the body of the balloons. It quickly became apparent that the balloon was structurally limited. The combined weight of the aerodynamic attachments causes too much parasitic drag for any of the gases to overcome. All the other tests on warmer and cooler days averaged less to 0.3 meters to just under 9 meters. This created an eye-opening observation. This balloon had a small weight window which made improvements. A decision was made to only modify the next set of nose cone. I was able to abandon the tail fins as well, since the attached fishing line acted as a stability enhancement. Version 3 fared well during the testing. Atmospheric air consisted of 8.8 to 9.1 meters. On the warmer days, it averaged to 5.5 to 5.8 meters. On the colder days, again, a mild improvement from the unmodified version. Difluoroethane averaged 8.8 to 10.4 meters. During the warmer days, beating the unmodified version, however, it averaged to 5.8 to 7.6 meters. During the cooler day, it seemed to create similar and structural fatigue. This was minimal, but it was still noticeable. Carbon dioxide improved the most during the warmer days. It averaged 8.4 to 13.4 meters. A near 4 meter improvement from the unmodified best. The cooler day did not see as much improvement, averaging from 5.8 to 10.4 meters. Similar to the unmodified version, additionally, helium dropped a bit, averaging only to 2.3 to 3.7 meters. Therefore, I concluded the version 2 rocket had surprising successes. 3 out of the 5 gases tested showed marked improvement. However, the hypothesis still needed further testing, as some inconsistencies developed with the testing equipment. Since butane had a smaller extent, difluoroethane caused structural fatigue to the balloons. Balloons' accurate testing remains inconclusive. All through, carbon dioxide is the clear winner. It might change with a stronger balloons and a different gas delivery method, but with uncompressed air. Background research confirms temperatures and weather aid in structural fatigue and loss of efficiency. These can be the greatest dangers of rocket travel. Therefore, it is important to continue trying to improve these designs, but without forgetting the smaller, overlooked details such as fuel-induced structural fatigue, continually improving on rocket designs, as well as structural integrity allows society to create safer travel for humankind. Eventually, we may be able to reach well beyond our solar system. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Love you, buddy.